Okay, let us start the discussion on the electrical installations today. So, in the electrical installations, the main thing is the switchgear. Okay, switchgear is nothing but it's the apparatus for switching, controlling, and the protection of the electrical circuits and equipment, which we use in our day-to-day life as well as in the industries. So, the term switchgear is a generic term encompassing a wide range of products like circuit breakers, switches, switch fuse units, offload isolators, HRC, that is high rupturing capacity fuses, contactors, earth leakage circuit breakers, ELCBs, etc. So all these things we are going to come across in our day-to-day life. The circuit breakers, switches, switch fuse units, offload isolators, everything we are going to see in our day-to-day life. So coming to the components of this switchgear, a switchgear essentially consisting of, I told you, switching, controlling and the protective devices such as the switches, fuses, isolators, circuit breakers, relays, control panels, lightning arresters, current transformers, potential transformers and the various associated equipments. So few equipment we are going to see, we are going to use in our day-to-day life, and few equipment in the colonies, that is a region-wise they have been used. Some equipments are designed to operate under both normal and the abnormal conditions. Some equipments are meant for the switching and the not non-sensing the fault. During the normal operation, switchgear permits to switch on or off the generators, transmission lines, distributors, other electrical equipment. Switch on or off generators can be done manually. Transmission lines can also be done manually or automatically, as well as the distributors. Other electrical equipment also can be controlled manually or automatically. On the other hand, when a failure occurs, this failure can be, example, short circuit. When a short circuit occurs, the power failure will be occurring there. On any part of the power system, this can happen. So a heavy current flows through the equipment. When the short circuit occurs, a heavy current flows through the equipment, threatening the damage to the equipment and the interruption of the service to the customers. However, the switchgear detects the faults and disconnects the unhealthy section from the system. Now coming to the essential features of the switchgear. So what is the requirement and what are the features of the switchgear? Let us study here. The complete reliability. Reliability in the sense usage for the longer time. Quick operation. Operation should be very quick. It should be in some milliseconds or the nanoseconds. Provision for the manual control. So there should be a provision for the manual control also. Absolutely certain discrimination. Coming to the classification of the switch gears, so we have three levels of the switch gears, like low voltage switch gear, medium voltage, and the high voltage switch gear. Let us see them. Coming to the low voltage switch gear, general electrical switch gear rated up to 1 kilovolt are termed as the low voltage switch gear. So this includes LVs, circuit breakers, that is low voltage circuit breakers, switches, offload electrical isolators. In the previous slides also we have discussed this electrical isolators. Isolators are nothing but they provide the separation between the supply and the equipment. Okay, those are called as electrical isolators. This isolation is always required because whenever there is a like a fault from the supply side, on the supply side, that should not affect the equipment. So that is why we are going to isolate the supply from the equipment. Next, HRC fuses, high rupturing fuses, they are called as. Earth leakage circuit breakers, miniature circuit breakers, what we call it as MCB. We generally use in our homes also these MCBs. Next, molded case circuit breakers. They are abbreviated as MCCB. They have a specific feature other than the MCBs. Next, that is all the accessories required to protect the low voltage systems. Those are all called as the LV switchgear. The common use of the LV switchgear is in the LV distribution board. So wherever the low voltages are prevailing, we can use the LV switchgear in those systems. Next, coming to the medium switchgear, LV switchgear is only up to 1 kilovolt. Now coming to 1 kilovolt to 66 kilovolt range. So in these ranges of the voltages, we can use the medium voltage switchgear. Next, coming to the high voltage switchgear, the high voltage switchgear we are going to use in the power systems which is dealing with a voltage above 66 kilovolts. So high voltage circuit breaker is the main component of the HV switchgear. Hence, high voltage circuit breaker should have very special features for safe and reliable operation. Next, we have discussed regarding the HRC and ELCB in the previous slides. What are those? You can see here. High rupturing capacity fuse is an enclosed fuse that is filled with silica sand surrounding the fuse link. Why this fuse is filled with silica sand? Because in order to quench the arc, whenever the fault occurs, suppose a overcurrent fault is occurring, okay, then the fuse will melt. Even the fuse is being melt, there may be a chance of the arc, that is a spark occurring there, okay. So that will be eliminated using the silica sand surrounding the fuse link. Fuse link is nothing but the filament which we are using for the fuse. So there won't be any flashover. So when the silica sand is prevailing there, there won't be any flashover. Next, coming to the earth leakage circuit breaker, it is again a safety device, of course, used in the electrical installations with high earth impedance to prevent the shock. So this ELCB main purpose is to prevent the shock. So it detects the small stray voltages on the metal enclosures. See, if we are using any equipment, we are going to use some metal enclosures also. Okay. So this particular ELCB is going to detect any stray voltages are prevailing on the metal enclosures of the electrical equipment, and it is going to interrupt the circuit if a dangerous voltage is detected. Okay, there will be a limit for this stray voltage. If the stray voltage limit is being like increased, it is beyond the stray voltage. If the stray voltage is beyond the limit voltage, then the ELCB is going to break the circuit. Next, coming to the switchgear equipment, we have switches, fuses, circuit breakers, relays, and other equipment in this particular switchgear equipment. It's a general discussion of the switchgear equipment. Till now, we have discussed regarding the three categories, that is LV, MV, and the HV switchgear. Okay. Now, let us discuss about the general equipment which are used in the switchgear equipment. Okay. So coming to the first thing, that is the switches. We know what is a switch. It is used to switch on or off the supply. So a switch is a device which can be used to open or close an electrical circuit in a convenient way. It can be used under full load or no load conditions, but it cannot interrupt the fault currents. So fault is not being sensed by the switch, that we know. Whenever we switch on or switch off the switch, that is going to operate in that corresponding way only. Okay, it does not interrupt the fault currents. When the contacts of a switch are opened, an arc is produced in the air between the contacts. This is particularly true for the circuits of high voltage and large current capacity. So if even though the switch is closed, sorry, opened in the sense we have switched off the supply. That is the thing. Okay, when we switch off the supply, what is going to happen? There is an open circuit prevailing in the switch circuit. Okay, so even though when the switch is opened, in case of high voltage devices, I'm telling about. If a high voltage is prevailing in that particular circuit, then there will be a chance of the spark over or the arc is produced in between those two leads which are open. Okay, so this may lead to the again a short circuit in the entire circuit. Okay, so this is the description of the switches. Next, coming to the fuses. You know what is a fuse? It's just a filament. A fuse is a short piece of wire or a thin strip which melts when the excessive current flows through it for sufficient time. So it is inserted in series with the circuit to be protected. Okay. So you know what is a fuse. In a particular circuit, it will be inserted in series. So whenever there is a overcurrent from the supply, then the fuse element is going to melt and it is going to open circuit the entire circuit. Okay. So thereby it is preventing the equipment or the devices on the other side from the damage. Okay. So the fuse wire for smaller current ratings can be up to 10 amperes, are made up of lead tin alloy. See, in the lab also we are using some fuse elements. So that is made up of lead tin alloy. Okay. So you can see the percentages of the lead and tin used there. For higher current ratings, the fuse wires are made up of the copper, zinc, lead, tin, aluminium, etc. In case a fuse melts, it can be replaced without much expense. Yes, that is only a short piece of wire we are going to replace. That is going to happen there. Okay. Next, coming to the circuit breakers. A circuit breaker is an equipment which can open or the close a circuit. Like we can say it is going to make or break a circuit. Okay. Under all the conditions, that is no load, full load and fault conditions. It is so designed that it can be operated manually also. Under normal conditions, we can operate it by manually or by remote control also. But during the fault conditions, it is going to act automatically. In such a way, the circuit breakers are being designed. Next, coming to the relays. A relay is a device which is going to detect the fault and it is going to supply the information to the circuit breaker for the circuit interruption. So only a circuit breaker cannot act on its own. Okay. So there should be a relay circuit also for the operation of the circuit breaker. This relay is going to sense the fault and it is going to give the information to the circuit breaker for the breaking of the circuit. Next, coming to the MCB, miniature circuit breaker, which you are aware of, which you can see in your day-to-day life. Okay. So this miniature circuit breaker is a circuit breaker with optimum protection facilities of overcurrent and short circuit only. So these are the two features. Overcurrent and the short circuit faults can be eliminated, can be taken care of by this MCB. Its basic function is to detect the fault condition and interrupt the current flow. It avoids overheating in case of excess current and provides the fire protection. An MCB is a mechanical switching device which is capable of making, carrying, breaking current under normal circuit current and also automatically breaking under the abnormal conditions. Next, coming to the advantages of the MCBs over the fuse. So compulsorily there will be some advantages over the fuse. Those are easily identify the fault zone of an electrical circuit, simple to resume the supply, better interface, electrically safer, more sensitive to the current than the fuse, less maintenance and the replacement cost. Coming to the disadvantages, when compared to the fuse, this is somewhat costlier. So that is the disadvantage. Next, coming to the next topic, distribution board. Let me see. Someone need to tell anything. Okay, fine. Okay. Next, coming to the distribution board. See, this distribution board is like a system which is going to distribute the power to certain regions. Okay, so we have subsystems like substations. So where the distribution board is going to distribute the power to each substation, and later the substation is going to deliver the power to the different consumers. Okay, so distribution board, which can also be known as a panel board, breaker panel, or the electric panel, is a component of electrical supply system that divides an electrical power feed into subsidiary circuits while providing a protective fuse or circuit breaker for each circuit in the common enclosure. The distribution board, the name itself indicates that it is going to distribute something. Okay, since we are talking in the power system, the distribution board, so this is going to distribute the power to different regions. Okay, so each region we can consider it as a subsidiary circuit. Okay, single circuit there. So in each subsidiary circuit, there will be a fuse and the circuit breaker. Okay. So normally a main switch and in recent boards, one or two more residual current devices, RCDs, are being incorporated, as well as the residual current breakers with overcurrent protection. Mainly the overcurrent protection is being incorporated. Because of the overcurrent, what is going to happen? The entire equipment or the device on the consumer side is going to burn out. Okay, so that is why we have this residual current devices or the RCBOs, residual current breakers with overcurrent protection. Okay, the conductor system by means of which electrical energy is conveyed from bulk power source or the sources to the consumers is known as the distribution system. So see here, the distribution system is nothing but a conductor system by means of which electrical energy is conveyed, that is transferred from bulk power source to the consumers. Okay, so it may be divided into two systems known as high voltage and the low voltage. So high voltage we call it as a primary distribution, low voltage we call it as a secondary distribution. So from generating stations, the electric power is usually transmitted to various substations through extra high tension transmission lines at voltages from 33 to 220 kilovolts. And at these substations, this voltage is stepped down to 11 or 6.6 or 3.3 kilovolts, and the power at this voltage is conveyed to different substations for the distribution and to the bulk supply consumer. See here, primary substations or the generating station, primary side, or we can call it as a from generating stations, we are getting the power which is usually transmitted to various substations. See, we have a generating station. From that, we are giving the power to the substations. From that, we are distributing the power to different consumers. Okay. Substation is nothing but a, you have seen, I think, when you go around in the city, you have different substations. Okay. So there what is happening is the transmission lines are coming there. Okay, from that we are stepping down the voltage from those transmission line power and we are distributing to different consumers from that particular substation. Okay. So you can see extra high tension transmission lines are at the voltages of 33 to 220 kilovolts. They are carrying a voltage up to 33 to 220 kilovolts. So these are given to the substations. At these substations, they are stepped down to 11 or 6.6 or 3.3 kV. Okay, and the power at this voltage is conveyed to different substations for the distribution. Again, we have substations, different substations which are connected to the main substations. Okay, so from the generating station to the main substation. From there again we are giving to the different substations. So each of the colony will be having a separate smaller substation. Okay. So from there we are getting our power distributed. Okay. So these substations depends. Some substations are going to supply to the industries. Some substations are going to supply to ourselves. Okay, the household facilities. Okay. The most common use of LV switchgear is in the LV distribution board. We have already seen this. LV switchgear will come into picture in case of LV distribution board. Okay. So this system has the following parts. What are the parts? Let us see here. The incomer feeds incoming electrical power to the incomer bus. So these are all nothing but the names given to the conductors. Okay, incomer feeds. Incomer is a conductor. Okay, so which is given power from the electrical that is generating station. It is given the power, or we can say the main substation is given giving the power to this incomer. Incomer in that sense, it is taking the incoming power power from the main substation. Okay. So the switchgear used in the incomer should have a main switching device. Since it is the base for all the other feeders, it should have a main switching device. Okay. The switchgear devices attached with the incomer should be capable of withstanding abnormal current for a short specific duration in order to allow downstream devices to operate. Downstream devices are nothing but whatever the feeders attached to this or the distributors attached to this incomer. See, incomer is taking the supply from the main substation. So now this incomer has to supply the power to the other substations. Okay, so that is being happening in this. What is going to be important is that is it should have the switchgear system, a perfect switchgear system, which can withstand abnormal currents for short specific duration. Okay, so that there is no problem or no interruption of the power to the downstream devices, in the sense the consumers, you can say. Okay, but it is also it should be also capable of interrupting maximum value of the fault current. Yes, there's a mistake here. It is not cable, it is capable. Okay, but it is to be capable of interrupting maximum value of the fault current. See, suppose there is a fault from the incoming side. Okay, so this incomer should withstand for certain time the fault current. Okay, so that there won't be any interruption in the downstream devices. That is what we have studied in the previous points. Okay, so it must have interlocking arrangement with downstream devices. Interlocking in the sense uh, like management type. Okay, it need to manage itself. Okay, that is nothing but the interlocking arrangement. Okay. Low voltage A circuit breaker is preferable for this purpose because of the following features. So what type of switchgear it should have is like one of the example is low voltage A circuit breaker. Okay, usually the A circuit breakers are used for low voltage systems. So what are the features of this A circuit breaker? It is very simple, efficient performance, high normal current rating up to 600 amperes, high fault withstanding capacity up to 63 kilo amperes. Okay, so these are some of the preferable features of the A circuit breaker. Okay, not only these features, we have different specifications for different A circuit breakers sometimes. Okay, we can the manufacturer can manufacture according to our requirements. If suppose we require air circuit breaker, then we can give our specifications and we can get our required air circuit breaker. Okay. Although air circuit breakers have longer tripping time, big size, high cost, but still they are more suitable for the low voltage switchgear because of the above mentioned features. Okay, so because of these four features, it is always preferable to use the ACB, that is air circuit breakers, for the low voltage systems. Next, shall we move to the next slide? Next, coming to the sub-incomer. Okay, so this is the main incomer. Main incomer should withstand should be very strong. It should withstand the abnormal currents. Okay, coming to the sub-incomer. After the main incomer, we have the sub-incomer. Okay, we do not call it as main incomer. We generalizely call it as an incomer only. Okay, next we have the sub-incomer. Next downstream part of the LV distribution board is called sub-incomer. Okay, so these sub-incomers draw power from the main incomer bus and feed this power to the feeder bus. So the devices installed as parts of a sub-incomer should have the following features. Now again, each and every system should have its own features. Okay, those features we are going to study in this particular unit. Okay. Now, what are the features of the sub-incomer? Let us see. Ability to achieve economy without sacrificing protection and the capacity, safety. So this is the main thing for all the safety devices, protective devices. This is the main thing. They should not sacrifice the protection and the safety. That is the first point. Need for relatively less number of interlocking since it cover limited R of a network. ACBs is an electrical device used to provide overcurrent and short circuit protection for the electric circuits. So ACBs and the switch fuse units are generally used as sub-incomers along with the MCCBs. Okay. So these are the devices we are going to use in the sub-incomer. Okay. Anyhow, this session is going to last for few seconds. Next, I'll give you one more ID. You can log in. Okay.